Hey, we're back and we're here to talk Game Pass, which is that thing where you give Xbox money and then they run in with a t-shirt cannon full of games and fire it onto your console and then run away, and it's up to you to figure out if any of them are any good or not.
That's the most accurate technical explanation of Game Pass I've ever heard.
Thanks very much. Or what you could do is let us tell you what's out, and then you can make up your own mind. Yeah, it's an easier way of doing it. So sit back, relax, and we're going to tell you about the games that have come out this month on Game Pass, the ones we think are good, and ones coming up next month. So let's go. Set in a series of procedurally generated labyrinths, Loot River is a challenging dungeon-crawling action roguelike that combines tense real-time combat and dark fantasy settings with spatial block shifting. So I haven't played this, but I've seen it in action. And it's quite interesting. You are on this titular Loot River. Right. You're sort of traversing across it on like sliding blocks that you sort of control. Okay. So it's a bit, you like create paths for yourself, but also like for your enemies as well. So if you move a block into a position where enemies can come onto your block and then you fight them and you get loot and stuff, it's kind of like, imagine floating around on Tetris pieces, sort of seen from up top. Yeah. And you're sort of moving around and sliding into positions where your block that you're currently occupying can go to, and like attacking people and then moving back so they can't get you because you're on your boat in the river, and then you move back and things like that. It's quite a sort of unique concept.
It
I
looks
haven't really seen.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's really beautiful pixel
It's
art.
that kind of pixel art that is
extremely high resolution pixel art.
Yeah, incredibly high resolution pixel art that's more like impressionistic.
Yeah.
It's like water in it looks beautiful.
Super smooth animation.
Yeah, character art's really nice.
I love that Loot River sounds like the official Dob from the Oxventure video game.
Yeah, well, you could play this and imagine that it's Dob from the Oxventure.
It could be his story.
That would be cool.
Who knows?
But yeah, I think it's got a kind of pleasing puzzle element to it in creating these parts of attacks, but also, good loot system and combat and stuff. So this is one I would definitely recommend checking out. That came to Game Pass on the 2nd of May.
Nice.
As a vow to his dying master, the young swordsman Hiroki is sworn to protect his town and the people he loves against all threats. Faced with tragedy and bound to duty, the lone samurai must voyage beyond life and death to confront himself and decide his path forward in this cinematic action-adventure game. So this was added to Game Pass on May the 5th, and it's a homage to 50s Japanese samurai cinema. So the whole game is in black and white, and it's very stylish. It's got those things where sort of two samurai will face off, and then one will move almost imperceptibly, and the other will go.
Oh, and then the top half of his body slides off.
Well, I mean, no, not like the whole top, but they'll just go.
And then the head goes.
And then they'll go to their knees. You're like, who hit who?
Oh, I
see.
And
a spray of blood will go, and you're like, oh, who's the injured one? And they'll both stand there, and then one will just go.
And then his eyeballs pop out?
No, not his eyeballs.
All right, fine.
I'm watching Quentin Tarantino's version of this, but this is a different version of it, which is
it still sounds good.
Respectful.
It looks super atmospheric.
No one gets their feet out.
Yeah, indeed. The cinematography looks really good. The use of lighting and the atmosphere is astonishing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the like people fighting behind sort of paper screens. So you just have the silhouettes and things like that. Apparently, it has a combat system based on traditional samurai weaponry, so mostly using swords and stuff, although there is a bit in the trailer where he uses a sort of handheld fireworks launcher to blow someone up.
So it takes some liberties, is what you're saying.
A little something for you there.
Thanks.
But I think that's what Game Pass is really good for, these kind of art housey games
incredible,
that you probably wouldn't see, or even like get a chance to play otherwise, but it's it's on Game Pass. If you signed up, download it and give it a go.
Production values are incredible. It looks really, really good, so definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I'll be trying this one. Jurassic World Evolution 2 is the much-anticipated sequel to Frontier's 2018 management simulation, Jurassic World Evolution, in which you have to run a dinosaur theme park and try not to have everyone get eaten by velociraptors. Featuring an all-new narrative campaign voiced by cast members from across the Jurassic World film franchise, exciting new features, 4 engaging game modes, and an expanded roster of awe-inspiring dinos. So this was added to Game Pass on the 17th of May. It's a bigger and better version of the first game, Jurassic World Evolution.
If you want to know how good it is, we used the term much anticipated in the same sentence as management simulation. So that's how impressive this is.
Yeah, how much of that is dinosaurs, though?
It's the dinosaurs,
it's
mainly,
mostly the dinosaurs.
And it's the... I prefer to describe it as a mismanagement simulation because it's more about you create the park and then you cause chaos.
Yeah, Luke played some of this on Outside Extra, which is definitely worth checking out if you want to see how he got on trying to have a death-free theme park full of dinosaurs.
Not well, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Not well.
But it's it's got those management elements to it, so you've got to have it's a business you're trying to run here. You've got to, as well as your dinosaurs, you have to have your Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville.
Of course, yeah.
In there.
Can you alter the prices of the margaritas?
I don't know.
Can you put a markup on the margaritas?
You put a lot of salt on it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They have to buy more margaritas because they're thirsty. See,
this is genius management simulationing.
If that appeals to you, that kind of management thing, the dinosaur stuff is a nice bonus. As well.
And there's a new Jurassic Park film coming out right now, so it's perfect timing.
Well, the rumour, this hasn't been confirmed, but the rumour is that this game will be getting Dominion DLC in June.
Sick.
So yeah, now would be the time to jump on board.
It'll be just the latest, greatest, most awful dinosaur that those geneticists have cooked up.
They're like,
Dr. Henry Wu.
Yeah, we've invented the Gunnosaurus. Gunnosaurus Rex.
No, wait, he's the mascot for Arsenal Football Club.
Okay, all right, fine.
Gunnosaurus.
Okay, we've not invented Gunnosaurus. We've invented...
Copyright TM, Arsenal Football Club.
We've invented the bomber raptor. He's covered in bombs. People will want to see that.
Yeah.
Get those ticket prices coming. Oh no, he got out. How did he get out?
Exploded.
How did this gate get exploded? The latest instalment in the long-running agriculture simulator is finally on Game Pass. Mike, shut up and listen. Farming Simulator 22 brings a multitude of new gameplay features and offers more content and player freedom than ever before, including new groundworking features like mulching or stone picking, an improved build mode adding greenhouses and beehives, as well as a new character creator to bring your own individual farmer to life. Why won't you bring your own individual farmer to life?
I don't want to. Why would you make me play this?
Make a farmer and farm with him.
Mulching? Stone picking?
It's a much demanded feature. You don't want to go around mulching stuff? How are you not mulching stuff? You're throwing money away, mate, if you're not mulching.
The only thing I want to mulch is like demons with a chainsaw in like a Doom game, for example.
You're just going to leave those leaves lying around, are you, without mulching them?
What I find hilarious about
paradise.
What I find hilarious about this game is it's full of Lamborghinis, but they're all Lamborghini tractors.
Yeah.
And they're far less exciting than actual Lamborghinis.
Well, listen to this, Mike, when I tell you that more than 400 machines and tools from over 100 real agricultural brands like Case IH, Claas, Fendt, John Deere, Massey Ferguson, New Holland, Valtra, and many more are available for your farm.
You're making those up.
Oh yeah, now you're interested. Now you're interested. Now you know that Massey Ferguson's in it.
Well, quite, yeah, John Deere. I wouldn't have, John Deere's the only thing that gets me through the door.
All right, well, how about this? You can extend your farming operations with production chains and form an agricultural empire. Imagine your created farmer at the head of the empire.
There's only an agricultural empire, meaning I can pay other people to do all the farming and then I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, and then it's just a
Lamborghini. Then I can tractor race. Yeah, and get a real Lamborghini.
You can also run your farm together with friends. It has cross-platform multiplayer.
See how long they last as friends if you force them to play farming.
All right, okay, well maybe Mike's not into Farming Simulator 22, which was added to Game Pass on May the 19th.
What I will say is it's probably a laughing co-op, and given that it's on Game Pass, you're more likely to be able to find someone else to play with among your friends if everyone's got it on Game Pass.
Yes, well, if this does sound like something you're interested in, it is on Game Pass now, and you can check it out. And you can create a lush vineyard or an olive orchard in the Mediterranean or the south of France, a vast farmland full of wheat, corn, potatoes and cotton in the US Midwest, or a lively animal farm in the hilly landscape of the European Alpine region. You can do any of those things.
The possibilities are endless.
The latest installment in the award-winning series, Sniper Elite 5, offers unparalleled sniping, tactical third-person combat, and an enhanced kill cam. Fight your way across the most immersive maps yet, with many real-world locations captured in stunning detail, and an improved traversal system that lets you explore more of them than ever before. You've played this, Mike?
Yeah, this is the kind of mulching I'm talking about. Mulching people's brains.
It's not, again, technically not mulching.
I suppose. I really like the Sniper Elite games. They're good, fun, like, AAA games, the kind of big budget stuff. They're these are like AA games. They're kind of a little bit schlocky, a bit like B movies and stuff, but they're great fun. Enormous open world sandboxes to play in, lots of like finely honed stealth mechanics over the course of many years, and exploding testicles, obviously. How long did you have before I mentioned the exploding testicles?
Yeah, we're right on schedule.
Yeah.
So what I would say is you might enjoy it more if you played it properly, which is that you're supposed to play these games stealthily, and there's a real satisfaction to figuring out the perfect stealth infiltration. You're using your rifle sparingly, but when you need to,
Have you seen the rocket launcher?
Yeah, I mean, they have added rocket launchers, to the levels.
I would enjoy it considerably less if I had to play it properly. The fact that you can play it improperly is the thing that appeals to me. But we should play some co-op.
Yes,
we should play some co-op. You can be trying to play properly, and I can be causing as much trouble as possible. Running interference, I like to call it.
Yeah, maybe we won't play co-op.
Hey, come on!
All right, so some highlights there from May, but we have a few games confirmed for June. So here they are. Here is what they are.
Here am them.
Here am them. I was starting off with a Ubisoft double bill. Ubisoft are bringing a couple of big titles to Game Pass this month, starting with For Honor Marching Fire Edition on June the 1st, swiftly followed by Assassin's Creed Origins, which will be hitting Game Pass on June the 7th. So starting with For Honor, Did you
good games both?
Did you play For Honor?
Yeah, I liked it. It's a few
years old now.
Yeah,
what, 4 years old.
I think it's got a really passionate community around it because it's really good for multiplayer, considered measured multiplayer combat. My problem with For Honor was that I spent so long learning how to play Dark Souls that I then didn't want to play a game that had a totally different control system. But if you are prepared to take the time to learn the control system, it's actually really satisfying. We play bits and bobs of it.
It's about switching between different stances.
Yeah, different stances and different.
So it's a kind of rock paper scissors type thing.
Yeah,
but it had all these cool factions, and you had
it was
knights fighting samurai.
What was that show with the ballistic dummies?
Oh, Deadliest Warrior.
Deadliest Warrior. It's like Deadliest Warrior. It's like Vikings versus samurai versus Romans. All that stuff. It's basically a collision of all the hardest nuts in history. Well,
this is the Marching Fire edition, which adds the Marching Fire update, which gives you 4 new heroes, a new 4x4 mode.
Wow, you can ramp a 4x4 into someone.
No, 4 against 4, 4x4.
Right, 4x4.
4x4 mode.
You can do donuts in your Jeep on top of a samurai.
But also, it did add a new faction, the Wu Lin.
Ah, cool.
A faction of warriors within the walls of ancient China.
Nice.
So, yeah, you've got them to fight as well, and they look pretty cool and badass.
It's probably the coolest way to learn history, isn't it?
I don't know.
Big fights.
Don't know exactly how much history you'll learn from playing For Honor. But, you might learn a bit more history playing Assassin's Creed Origins.
That's true.
They had that
Egyptian history.
Yeah, they had that. What was it called? The Magical History Tour.
Yes.
Called that.
Yeah, it's like a director's commentary, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was you go around and learn about all Egypt and stuff, looking at things.
What I call that is the See Mum video games are educational mode, which is the bit where you're like, can I please have this video game about stabbing people in the throat?
Discovery Tour mode, that's what it was called. And
because
it's hey, here's how mummification worked.
That's cool.
And then when Mum leaves the room, you're like, and now to shank everyone.
Now to.
Right in their eyes and throat. But
yeah,
Origins was good.
It's good. It introduced that new, again, sort of Souls-inspired combat system, which is much more satisfying, but it did do a lot of numbers coming out the head.
Yeah, it was more RPG.
Yeah.
But this Ellen particularly was a big fan of Origins, and that's a recommendation I'd listen to. The Shadowrun Trilogy comprises 3 cult tactical RPG games taking place in a dystopian cyberpunk future in which magic has reawakened, bringing back to life creatures of high fantasy. Initially created as a tabletop RPG over 30 years ago, this is a one-of-a-kind setting that has gained a huge cult following during the past 3 decades. Know much about Shadowrun?
Yeah, I played the 2007 Xbox and Games for Windows Live crossplay, multiplayer shooter, which is not this game, right? Yeah. It's a very, very old game, but that was an attempt to use this fiction, which is quite cool. It's like cyberpunk magic.
Cyberpunk means fantasy is quite a cool USP.
But it's sort of like nature magic, so it's like magical, conjuring magical trees and stuff like that. But this seems like probably a more appropriate way to engage with that sort of tabletop RPG fiction, in that these are sort of tactical RPGs.
Yeah,
right?
And it's 3 games here: Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut, and Shadowrun Hong Kong.
I'm curious to learn more about the Shadowrun fiction, and I think this is probably the way to do it, rather than dusting off my Xbox 360 copy of Shadowrun and trying to find a full server, which is pretty difficult these days.
That's coming on June the 21st. And finally, we have Escape Academy, which is an escape room simulator. You've just arrived at Escape Academy, a school where promising students train to become the ultimate escapist. I'll admit I don't know much about this game, apart from the fact that it's an escape the room game, but looking at it, it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's like one of those, you're in a room,
solve the puzzles, get out.
Yeah, we played Escape Room Simulator recently.
We did.
Which was great.
I love the room games on mobile as well. They're really, really good.
Yeah, but it's got this kind of fictional layer where you're in a school for people learning how to be good at escape rooms.
What are they training people for?
To be good at escape rooms.
But why?
To win at the escape rooms.
I mean, I suppose I don't really use like further maths in my day-to-day
maybe
life.
they're like
I guess it doesn't
preppers who they're all convinced that everyone will be locked in an escape room at some point.
Do you think there are any parents who send their students to the school not knowing it's about escape rooms, and they're like, "Why have you locked my child in a room?"
It's called Escape Academy.
I suppose. Yeah.
They would probably, unless it was like founded by Tiberius Escape.
Yeah. Well, I went to an amateur theatre group called Escape Youth Theatre, and I didn't have to do any escaping. We just put on
Are you sure?
Les Miserables.
Like Escape Youth Theatre, and then you're like, well, see you tomorrow. Doors not opening.
Yeah,
right?
anyone?
And they're like, wait, there's a key in the light. I can see the shadow being projected onto the ceiling.
It looks fun, right? Escape room stuff is always a fun little puzzle thing to get your teeth into. So
Absolutely. I will definitely be playing this. I love an escape the room mystery. So that is coming out on June the 28th. So that was a quick look at what has been out this month on Game Pass and what's coming out next month. It's not everything, of course, but there hopefully was something in there that you will be able to enjoy if you're a Game Pass subscriber. If you're not, sorry for wasting your time. We'll see you again soon.
If you got this far, I think you're wasting your own time.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. So, maybe wind
Think
your
on
neck in. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Do like to subscribe if you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time on Outside Xbox.
Bye.